Elkhart, Indiana. Elkhart/ ɛlkɑːrt/ is a city in Elkhart County, Indiana, United States. The city is located 15 miles east of South Bend, Indiana, 110 miles east of Chicago, Illinois, and 150 miles north of Indianapolis, Indiana. Elkhart has the larger population of the two principal cities of the Elkhart-Goshen Metropolitan Statistical Area, which in turn is part of the South Bend-Elkhart-Mishawaka Combined Statistical Area, in a region commonly known as Michiana. The population was 50,949 at the 2010 census. Despite the shared name, it is not the county seat of Elkhart County. That position is held by the city of Goshen, located about 10 miles southeast of Elkhart. When the Northwest Territory was organized in 1787, the area now known as Elkhart was mainly inhabited by the Ottawa, Chippewa, and Potawatomi Indian tribes. In 1829, the village of Pulaski was established, consisting of a post office, mill, and a few houses on the north side of the St. Joseph River. 2 years later, Havila Beardsley moved westward from Ohio and purchased 1 square mile of land from Pierre Morin in order to establish a rival town named Elkhart. In 1839, the Pulaski post office was officially changed to Elkhart. Elkhart County was founded exclusively by immigrants from New England. These were old stock Yankee immigrants, that is to say they were descended from the English Puritans who settled New England in the 1600s. The completion of the Erie Canal caused a surge in New England immigration to what was then the Northwest Territory. The end of the Black Hawk War led to an additional surge of immigration, once again coming almost exclusively from the 6 New England states as a result of overpopulation combined with land shortages in that region. Some of those later settlers were from upstate New York and had parents who had moved to that region from New England shortly after the Revolutionary War. New Englanders and New England transplants from upstate New York were the vast majority of Elkhart County's inhabitants during the first several decades of its history. These settlers were primarily members of the Congregational Church, though due to the Second Great Awakening many of them had converted to Methodism and some had become Baptists before coming to what is now Elkhart County. The Congregational Church subsequently has gone through many divisions, and some factions, including those in Elkhart County, are now known as the Church of Christ and the United Church of Christ. As a result of this heritage, the vast majority of inhabitants in Elkhart County, much like antebellum New England, were overwhelmingly in favor of the abolitionist movement during the decades leading up to the Civil War. Correspondingly, many inhabitants of Elkhart County fought in the Union Army during the Civil War. In the late 1880s and early 1890s, Irish and German migrants began moving into Elkhart County. Most of these later immigrants did not move directly from Ireland and Germany, but rather from other areas in the Midwest where they had already been living, particularly the state of Ohio. By the late 19th century and early 20th century, musical instrument factories, Miles Medical Company, and numerous mills set up shop and became the base of the economy. In 1934, the first recreational vehicle factory opened in Elkhart. Similar companies followed suit for the remainder of the decade, and the economy continued to grow until the rationing of materials in World War II. After the war, growth picked back up and, by 1949, Elkhart was officially dubbed the RV capital of the world. In 1851, the Michigan Southern and Northern Indiana Railroad Company built the first rail line through the city, and by 1852 the first passenger train passed through town. This, in turn, caused major population growth. Today, Norfolk Southern has the biggest railroad presence in town, although Elkhart has 2 other railroads, Short Line Elkhart and Western and Regional Grand Elk. Amtrak has 2 trains that stop in Elkhart, Lakeshore Limited, and Capital Limited, both of which stop at the Elkhart station. Canadian Pacific runs 6 to 8 trains through town on Norfolk Southern's trackage. In 1867, Elkhart Hydraulic Company built the first hydroelectric dam across the St. Joseph River, and by 1870, it powered the city. Today, the dam still produces electric power and is operated by Indiana-Michigan Power, a subsidiary of American Electric Power. In 1889, the second electric streetcar system in the world began operation on the city's streets. It has since been decommissioned. The Beardsley Avenue Historic District, Albert R. Beardsley House, Dr. Havila Beardsley House, Emmanuel C. Bickle House, Bridge Street Bridge, Charles Girard Connecticut Mansion, Elkhart Downtown Commercial Historic District, Green Block, William and Helen Courting House, Lerner Theater, Mark Allen Harriet E. Monteith House, Morehouse Residential Historic District, State Street Division Street Historic District, and Young Women's Christian Association are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Although apparently a name of German or Germanic origin, the etymology of the city's name is disputed. One source argues that the city's island park looks like an elk's heart. Another source claims that the origin of the city's name was the Shawnee Indian chief Elkhart, cousin of the famous chief Tecumseh, and the father of Mishawaka, the namesake of neighboring Mishawaka. Other sources state that the name stems from the Miami, Illinois village named Michiana. Elkhart is located at 41 degrees 40'59" and 85 degrees 58'8" W, 41.68306 degrees north, 85.96889 degrees west, 41.68306, minus 85.96889. According to the 2010 census, Elkhart has a total area of 24.417 square miles, of which 23.45 square miles is land and 0.967 square miles is water. The city sits on the St. Joseph and Elkhart rivers. The Elkhart River drains into the St. Joseph Island Park just north of downtown. There are also numerous small lakes around the city. As of the census of 2010, there were 50,949 people, 19,261 households, and 11,942 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,172.7 inhabitants per square mile. There were 22,699 housing units at an average density of 968.0 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 66.1% white, 15.4% African American, 0.6% Native American, 0.9% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 12.9% from other races, and 4.1% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 22.5% of the population. There were 19,261 households, of which 36.9% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 36.7% were married couples living together, 18.5% had a female householder with no husband present, 6.7% had a male householder with no wife present, and 38.0% were non-families. 30.8% of all households were made up of individuals and 10.5% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.60 and the average family size was 3.25. The median age in the city was 32.7 years. 29.1% of residents were under the age of 18, 9.4% were between the ages of 18 and 24, 27.5% were from 25 to 44, 22.5% were from 45 to 64, and 11.5% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 48.2% male and 51.8% female. As of the 2000 census, there were 51,874 people, 20,072 households, and 12,506 families residing in the city. The population density was 2,428.0 people per square mile. There were 21,688 housing units at an average density of 1,015.1 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 71.5% white, 14.7% African American, 0.4% Native American, 1.2% Asian, 0.1% Pacific Islander, 9.2% from other races, and 2.9% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 14.8% of the population. Of the 20,072 households, 62.3% were occupied by families, 33.4% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 40.9% were married couples living together, 15.3% had a female householder with no husband present, and 37.7% were non-families. 30.3% of all households were made up of individuals and 10.3% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.55 and the average family size was 3.16. In the city, the population was spread out with 28.4% under the age of 18, 11.1% from 18 to 24, 31.7% from 25 to 44, 18.0% from 45 to 64, and 10.7% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 31 years. For every 100 females, there were 96.9 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 94.6 males. The median income for a household in the city was $34,863, and the median income for a family was $40,514. Males had a median income of $30,674 versus $22,760 for females. The per capita income for the city was $17,890. About 11.1% of families and 13.6% of the population were below the poverty line, including 18.6% of those under age 18 and 9.0% of those age 65 or over. The government consists of a mayor and a city council. The mayor is elected in a citywide vote. The city council consists of 9 members, 6 are elected from individual districts, while 3 are elected at large. Elected officials: Mayor Tim Neese. Common Council: 1st District, Dr. Richard Lewis Shively. 2nd District, Brian A. Thomas. 3rd District, David E. Hankey. 4th District, Dwight Fish. 5th District, Brent Curry. 6th District, Pam Kirk-Gewite. At-large Councilwoman, Mary M. Olson. At-large Councilman, Brian Dickerson. At-large Councilman, Adam Bujalski. Due to its proximity to the South Bend metropolitan area, the commercial sectors of the city are small. The city's main shopping mall is the Concord Mall, located on the city's south side. A second shopping mall, Pierre Morin Mall, was torn down in 2006 for a new development called Woodland Crossing. Many residents prefer to shop and dine in neighboring Mishawaka due to that city's larger selection of stores and restaurants. Elkhart is best known for 2 industries: recreational vehicles and musical instruments. It has been referenced as the RV capital of the world and the band instrument capital of the world for decades. Other notable industries in Elkhart include pharmaceuticals, electronic components, manufactured housing and mobile homes. Numerous manufacturers of musical instruments and accessories, of which most of the surviving companies have been absorbed into the Connecticut-Selmer conglomerate, have a long history in the city. Elkhart is also home to the Robert Young Rail Yards, which are the second largest freight classification yards in the world. In 1884, Dr. Franklin Miles launched the Miles Medical Company in Elkhart, which in later decades produced products such as Alka-Seltzer and Flintstones vitamins. In 1979, the Miles Medical Company was purchased by the German company Bayer, and was consolidated into the larger Pittsburgh-based Bayer Incorporated by 1995. In 1999, Bayer Consumer Care moved out of Elkhart. By 2006, Bayer had pulled all manufacturing out of Elkhart. Most of the facilities were torn down while just a few buildings remained, mostly unused. Elkhart is home to many recreational vehicle manufacturers, boat manufacturers, and van conversion companies, including Bennington Marine, Forest River Incorporated Highline, Keystone, Skyline, Sun Valley, Travel Supreme, Thor Motor Coach, and many other manufacturers, including Gulfstream and Jayco, can be found nearby in Goshen, Middlebury, Napanee, and Wakarusa. NIPCO Incorporated has called Elkhart home for over 100 years and is now a 5th-generation family business. NIPCO Incorporated manufactures and markets flow control products. Elkhart Brass Manufacturing has been a cornerstone of Elkhart's industrial base. From its location in the heart of Elkhart's industrial area at West Beardsley Avenue, Elkhart Brass Manufacturing has become a leader in the creation of innovative firefighting equipment. The unemployment rate reached 18.8% in April 2009. Due to Elkhart's recent economic troubles, the city and some of its unemployed residents were featured on the February 8, 2009 edition of ABC News. Elkhart is located on the Indiana Toll Road at exits 92 and 96 and on the eastern portion of the St. Joseph Valley Parkway, which bypasses the southern side of the city. State Road 19 runs through the city while U.S. Route 33 and State Road 120 terminate in the city. U.S. 33 used to run through the city, and that route was part of the original Lincoln Highway. Amtrak, the national passenger rail system, services the Elkhart train station. 2 routes, the Capital Limited and Lakeshore Limited, stop at the station, along the former New York Central Railroad line. The Capital Limited connects Chicago to Washington, D.C., and the Lakeshore Limited connects Chicago to New York City and Boston. Both lines connect to their eastern destinations via Cleveland with one train offered for each direction on each route daily. Elkhart Municipal Airport is located on the city's northwest side. No commercial flights are offered, but 2 charter flight services operate out of the airport. South Bend International Airport is the closest airport with commercial airline service. The Mishawaka Pilots Club Airport is just outside the southwest edge of the city of Elkhart. Mishawaka Pilots Club Airport is a privately owned, public-use facility. Elkhart is a central hub for the interurban trolley regional public bus service, which stops at various destinations throughout the city and connects it to neighboring Goshen, Osceola, Dunlap, and Mishawaka. It was originally known as the bus system. The system's name is derived from its use of vintage trolley-style buses that run between several different cities and towns, evoking the interurban train networks that were common in the United States during the first half of the 20th century. The interurban trolley operates each day, except Sundays or major holidays. Bittersweet/Mishawaka route links up with Transpo's Route 9 in Mishawaka, which in turn connects riders to downtown South Bend and the South Shore Station, Transpo's transit hub. North Point route stops at Elkhart's Greyhound Station. Elkhart-Goshen and Concord routes both stop near the Elkhart train station. 3 school districts serve sections of Elkhart. In addition to the public schools, 4 private religious schools serve the city. Elkhart Christian Academy, Trinity Lutheran School, St. Vincent de Paul Catholic School, and St. Thomas the Apostle School are located in Elkhart. Additionally, 2 private secular school exists. The Montessori School of Elkhart on Montessori Drive runs from pre-K through grade 6. Cornerstone Christian Montessori School. The city is served by the Elkhart Public Library, which operates 4 branches. In 1884, the Buckland Opera House opened its doors for the first time, with a seating capacity of 1,200. It was common for one performance to take place every week. Elkhart's location on the railroad made it a good stopping point for shows traveling from New York to Chicago. In 1896, the first movie was shown in the theater, which was also used as Elkhart High School's auditorium until 1924. The Buckland was demolished in 1986. The Lerner Theater, formerly the Elko Performing Arts Center, is a small theater located downtown. After being built in 1924 and undergoing 2 name changes, it became the Elko in 1934. Ownership switched hands several times, but the end of the Lerner appeared to be in sight when owner William Miller died in 1987. In 1990, the city bought the theater to prevent further deterioration due to vacancy. Also that year, a commission was formed by some locals to oversee restoration. Funding issues led the city to get involved further in the form of getting a federal grant. The grant helped with major upgrades and the hiring of full-time staff. The Elko was renamed the Lerner when it reopened after an $18 million renovation and expansion in June 2011. It is now used for a wide range of concerts, special events, and local productions. There are many different museums located in the city. The city has 35 different facilities including parks, pavilions, a water park, 2 skate park, golf courses, greenways, and the downtown Riverwalk, which now features an ice skating/rollerblading path. The Nibco Water and Ice Park in downtown Elkhart was dedicated in 2007. It is a year-round park with an ice skating path in the winter and a splash pad in the summer. A spray park was built at McNaughton Park in 2007. The Elkhart Jazz Festival is a 3-day event that takes place in late June on the banks of the Elkhart River. It is known as one of the premier jazz festivals in the nation. In 2007, the festival celebrated its 20th anniversary. Each June, the Elkhart Parks and Recreation Department presents Rhapsody in Green. It is a weekend event put on at the city's Island Park. It is a typical summer festival with live music and food. Also, the Elkhart Air Show was an annual event that took place at the Elkhart Municipal Airport at the end of July. It featured a wide variety of airplanes, old and new. The event was cancelled in 2007 due to financial issues. It is unclear whether the show is on hiatus or gone for good. On February 9, 2009, President Barack Obama spoke to a crowd of thousands at Concord High School in an attempt to bolster support for his nearly $1 trillion economic stimulus package. The Elkhart Miracle are a new, independent, minor league baseball team that was scheduled to begin play in the Northern League in 2015. The stadium was to be located on the city's southwest side on State Road 19. As of December 2017, the stadium had not yet been built, and the team was not formed, due to construction delays. The Elkhart Express was a semi-professional men's basketball team in the International Basketball League. Their home games were played at Northside Gymnasium, located inside Elkhart's Northside Middle School. The franchise began operation in 2006 and won the international title in 2006 and 2007. The Elkhart Express officially released news that they were folding under bankruptcy on January 5, 2009. In January 2010, head coach and founder Dimone Bethia announced that the Express would return for the 2010 season, but those plans never came to fruition. The Elkhart Truth is the main newspaper that serves the city of Elkhart and the county. Elkhart lies in the South Bend-Elkhart television market, the 89th largest in the United States as of 2008. One television station, WSJV-TV, is located in the city, along with a number of radio stations including WTRC, WAR, WCMR, WFRN-FM, and WVBE. Elkhart is also served by CBS affiliate WSBT-TV, based in Mishawaka, and 6 stations in South Bend: WNDU-TV, WNIT-TV, WHME-TV, WBNDLD, WCWWLD and MESLD. Elkhart has 3 sister cities as designated by Sister Cities International. Cities as designated by Sister Cities International. Cities as designated by Sister Cities International.